The forests of the island of Borneo are haunted. Travelers can see human-like figures swinging through the trees while looking for their next meal. These red demons are phantoms of the forest, and they have a real hankering for fruit. In this episode of Endangered Inhabitants, we'll be taking a look into the life of Pongo pygmaeus, the Bornean orangutan. Orangutans of all kinds are in the family Hominidae, the same family we're in. They share about 97% of their DNA with us, having diverged from the rest of Hominidae around 17 million years ago. Their name comes from the Malay words orang, meaning person, and hutan, meaning forest, literally being called people of the forest. There are currently 3 species of orangutan in the genus Pongo: the Bornean orangutans of the island of Borneo, while the Sumatran and Tapanuli orangutans of the island of Sumatra. The Bornean and Sumatran species diverged around 400,000 years ago, with low levels of gene flow between the species since then. Then, in 2017, the Tapanuli orangutan was announced as a distinct species. The Bornean orangutan can then further be divided into 3 subspecies that are creatively named: the Northwest Bornean orangutan, the Central Bornean orangutan, and the Northeast Bornean orangutan. Bornean orangutans are the largest arboreal mammal and 3rd largest ape. Males range from 50 to 100 kilograms, or 110 to 220 pounds in weight, and measure 1.2 to 1.7 meters, or 3.9 to 5.6 feet in length. Females are smaller, weighing anywhere between 30 to 50 kilograms, or 66 to 110 pounds, and measuring 1 to 1.2 meters, or 3.3 to 3.9 feet in length. Orangutans have a distinctive body shape with incredibly long arms that are 1.5 times longer than their legs, both of which ending in prehensile grasping hands or feet sporting long curved fingers or toes. It has gray skin covered with a coarse, shaggy, reddish coat, reminiscent of a coat a pimp would wear while counting his money. Orangutans are a perfect example of sexual dimorphism, the condition where sexes of the same species exhibit different morphological characteristics, even those not related to reproduction. Male orangutans have large fatty cheek pads known as flanges with a pendulous throat sac, also having a more pronounced beard and mustache. On average, Bornean orangutans can live for 35 to 45 years in the wild, while living to about 60 years in captivity. Living on the island of Borneo, as the name suggests, in Southeast Asia, they are native to Indonesia and Malaysia, with an unconfirmed presence in Brunei. Their distribution is extremely patchy, with their main distributions being in the north and south of the island, with small relics in the central area. They inhabit forests like the tropical rainforests of the lowlands in the south and the montane rainforests of the mountainous areas in the northeast. This includes peat swamp forest, tropical heath forest, and mixed dipterocarp forest. One of the most varied diets covered in the series so far, Bornean orangutans can consume over 400 types of food, mostly herbivorous while slipping into omnivory sometimes. This includes wild figs, durians, leaves, seeds, flowers, sap, vines, fungi, bark, bird eggs, honey, and insects. They often don't need to drink, as the moisture they need is in the fruit they consume, which makes up to 60% of their diet on average. With a diet heavy in fruit, orangutans fill a role as seed disperser, even being known as gardeners of the forest. The purpose of fruit is for reproduction and seed dispersal, making the seeds more palatable by covering them with yummy flesh so a herbivore will eat the fruit. The seeds will go through the system and come out the other end in their fecal matter, hopefully after the animal has moved into another area, as orangutans tend to do. Bornean orangutans are the most solitary of the great apes, even more so than the other 2 species of orangutan. 2 to 3 individuals with overlapping territories may interact, but only for short periods of time, like incel roommates. While not being territorial, adult males will display threatening behaviors upon meeting one another, only socializing with females to mate. Despite being considered arboreal, Bornean orangutans travel a lot on the ground compared to other orangutans. This is likely due to the lack of large land predators found on Borneo, while the Sumatran and Tapanuli orangutans have to deal with an animal already covered in this series. Check out that video. Orangutans of all types are diurnal, only being active during the day. Every night before they head to Sleepy Time Junction, orangutans will build a nest. These nests can be extremely elaborate, and normally involve a foundation and mattress made by intertwining leaves and branches, with additional broken leafy branches if needed. They can also have shaders, waterproof roofs, pillows, and blankets made of branches, twigs, and leaves. Tool use is well documented and quite common in Bornean orangutans. These include attempting unsuccessfully to catch fish with spears, using pads of leaves to hold spiny durians, leafy branches as bee swatters, bunches of leafy branches held together as a makeshift umbrella while in the rain, a single stick as a back scratcher, a branch or tree trunk as a kind of missile, and using leaves as toilet paper. After doing the nasty, gestation lasts around 8 months. For the first year of life, the baby will cling to their mother. Young will stay with their mother until between 6 to 8 years old. She will teach them everything like where food is, what food to eat, how to eat it, and techniques for nest building, like a pro. Bornean orangutans are listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List. There are about 104,700 individuals left in the wild. While this may seem like a lot, it is thought that the species will suffer an 80% decline in 3 generations. The biggest threat to Bornean orangutans is habitat destruction. Major factors driving this deforestation are illegal logging, fires, and extensive development for palm oil plantations. Add habitat fragmentation on top of that, as only a small percent of orangutan habitat will remain undisturbed by infrastructure development by 2030. Illegal killings are a major cause of decline as well. Several thousand individuals are killed every year for their meat as a way to mitigate conflict, or for any other reason you would kill a critically endangered species. This is coupled with a lack of awareness by locals that orangutans are endangered and protected by law. Poaching for the illegal pet trade is also common, often resulting in babies taken from mothers that are then swiftly executed for trying to protect their young. Indonesia, which most of Borneo is part of, is a tricky country to deal with in regards to conservation, as they have extremely poor coordination between governing bodies that also have a tendency to lie about conservation efforts. Conservation is also male-dominated, with women working in the sector facing challenges from cultural gender norms. Hopefully they actually come through on their pledge to halt deforestation, and it's not just another false claim from a corrupt government. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. I want to make a lot more of these videos in the future, which I can only do with your support. So hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and also tell me what your favorite animal is in the comments. Alright gang, see you later!